Hey YouTube, how's it going? Retro Dave Nintendo back again with another video. How's everyone doing? Hope you're all well. Yep, so the time has come to reveal my new Japanese import console. I mentioned in my last video I was waiting for an arrival, and yes, it finally arrived on Monday, just gone. Picked it up, I had a bit of time away with the family, come back, picked it up. Love it. That's all I can say. I'll show you what it is. So yeah, basically I've got myself another console. I decided to move on the Sega Saturn, so I let the Sega Saturn go, all the games. I've never used it, and I thought there's something I really want, and I've been going on about it for a few years now. Mentioned it previously in a video, with like the most wanted items. So if you've been watching me for that long, you'll might have an idea of what it might be. So I thought, right, I'm gonna free some space up, free some money up, and buy this. This is what I really want to get, and yeah, really chuffed that I got it. So, fresh from Japan is an imported console. There's been a bit of speculation. Let's turn this heater down. People have been wondering, oh, what is it? PC engine? That I said, no. So, you know me, it's Nintendo. Come on, have a think. So people have been commenting. Pardon me. A few people have got it right in the comments. For the last video. Oh, pardon me. So yeah, without further ado, I will show you what I've got. Well, I've got myself a Virtual Boy, of course. What else is it going to be? So, Nintendo Virtual Boy, imported Japanese one. As some of you may not know, they are multi-region, so they're not region locked. You can play American, Japanese games on this or the American console, doesn't matter. The American one is quite a bit more expensive than the Japanese one, and you've got, yeah, it would be nice to have the American box, but I'm not overly bothered. They're exactly the same, the units are exactly the same. As long as it's in decent nick and full working order, that's all I'm worried about. So I've got the Japanese one, and it's not in bad nick at all if you look at the box. So the box is pretty good. A few marks here and there, but you know, I've got it out on display. It's not going to stay in the box. So, box console, and I've actually got it set up on a little table here where I've been playing it. I've had it hooked up to a power supply, so I've got it on the stand. So I'm just going to pick it up and bring it over without dropping it. And knocking the tripod now. So there she is. Virtual Boy, and it is in, as you can see, unmarked, mint condition, all there, with the original Nintendo stand and controller, which is again absolutely mint condition. And guys, it's honestly, I know people say it's terrible, but it's honestly not that bad. I've been playing, I'll go through the games in a minute. I've been playing one game in particular, and it's really good. As long as you adjust this here, which is also like with your eyes and how far your eyes are apart from when you're looking in here. So long as you've got this adjusted, and then your focus adjusted, you're not going to get any headaches. You know what I mean? I mean, if you don't have it adjusted right, it's like wearing the wrong pair of glasses. You're going to get a headache if you don't wear the right pair of glasses. And it's honestly not as bad as people say. You really need to, if you try it, give it a bit of time. It really isn't that bad. I mean, I played this an hour straight without taking my eyes out of it. No problems, no headache, no eye strain, no nothing. Absolutely fine. And then I played it for another half an hour, the same game, the following night, no problem. So, I mean, maybe some people are susceptible to it, but I think if you've got it set up right, you can't go far wrong. But what a classic piece of kit. I mean, it's just a novelty item. You know, it's Nintendo. I'm a Nintendo guy, so it was kind of like I had to have one. So it's going to basically stay set up on the stand like this, on the side here. And when I want to play it, I can just literally bang a game in and off we go. There's a game in there already. I'll show you what the games are in a minute. And yeah, it's ready to play at any moment. And I'll show you, I've got an adapter for the back so I can run it off power, but I'll show you that in a minute. So literally plug the NES power supply, UK power supply straight in. Just put the little jack in that hole at the top, if you can see that. It's a funny angle in the middle there. So just put the connector in there, plug it in, away she goes, no problem. Not going to run it off batteries. So yeah, ready to go at a moment's notice. So I'm just going to put it on the table just here, so we can carry on with the rest of the bits and pieces. So yeah, that came with 4 games, and the story is the original eBay listing. I've had a Virtual Boy in my saved searches for a while. This one popped up and it said in the description, Virtual Boy boxed with 4 games, but it only showed 2 in the picture. So I messaged the seller in Japan and said, look, you know, interested, but it says it's got 4 games, but what are the other 2? There's only 2 in the picture. They said that's an error in the listing there, and there should only be 2 games, but they said if I buy it, they'll throw in another 2 games to honour the original description, which I thought was nice. I didn't have to do that. I was pretty much going to buy it anyway because the price was decent. So I said, okay, all right, fair enough, that's cool. Everything's in great condition. They said they're putting 2 extra games, so I thought, well, you know, can't go far wrong. So I bought it. They wouldn't tell me what the other 2 games were. The other 2 games were a surprise. So I'll show you those again in a moment. So the 2 games in the picture, which I knew I was getting, one of them was the obligatory Mario Tennis. Now, Mario Tennis comes as a standard packing game with the American version, but the Japanese version comes as a standalone unit of no games. So this is the box Japanese version of Mario Tennis, and I'd say it's about a 9 out of 10 on the condition. It's got a few, you know, I mean, I'm being really fussy, but you know me. It has got a bit of an indentation in the back of the box. Can you see that there? Where it dips down. But, you know, I can't complain. I mean, it's absolutely mint, really. You know what I mean? I'm being really fussy. But it's all there. It hasn't got the bag for the game, but it's got the manual. All the instructions are in there. So, Mario Tennis is the first game. Again, that I knew about. This was also in the picture. And this is Galactic Pinball. Again, it's all complete with instructions, as they all are. This is, I'd say, about an 8.5 out of 10. It's got a bit more sinking on the back here. Start dipped in. But other than that, you know, and a little dent there, but you know, you can't complain really. So Galactic Pinball, some screenshots in the back. Again, I've played all these. I've tried them all. They're all good. They're all playable, totally playable. But there's one game in particular that really stands out, and I'll come to that. Okay, so now the 2 bonus games. The games they wouldn't tell me what they were. They said they was going to send them. So the first one, not a bad game, not a bad little title to throw in. And it's Puzzle Bomberman. I believe that is the translation. Puzzle Bomberman. Obviously, this is Bomberman. This one, a little bit more squashed up, but again, it was technically a freebie, and I'm not going to grumble at all. I mean, again, a little bit sunken in the back. This one is fully complete with baggie and instructions. It's basically like columns, imagine columns on the Mega Drive Genesis. It's a bit basic like that, or Yoshi's Cookie, that kind of vein. Now it's showing it's 2-player. But the 2-player link cable was never actually made for the system. And I think this was probably one of the games that was meant to be made for it. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's 2-player, and obviously that's on the computer. But the Virtual Boy plays as the other person when you're playing it. So whether this was meant to be linked up at some point, who knows? It's all right. It's not. It's a little puzzle game, but I'm not overly bothered about it. But again, it is nice to have it thrown in. The other game they threw in, this one is pretty smashed up to be fair, but I have got an upgrade, but we'll come to that. And that is V Tetris, so this is pretty smashed in. It's all in there, it's complete with instructions, but yeah, the box is pretty mashed up. And this is basically Tetris, but in red and black. So there you go. Again, it's Tetris, nothing else to say about that one. So that will come Virtual Boy boxed up, 4 games, happy days. That will come as one thing. And then so I ordered this Virtual Boy literally the day or two before Play Manchester. It was literally the day or two before Play Manchester. So I knew I was getting it. I knew it was on its way. So whilst on the way organising getting to play and who was going to be there, Alex Nintendo Arcade, good mate of mine, he's got a Virtual Boy as well, and he had a double of a game, and that was another V Tetris, and he's happy to bring it along, and I bought it off him at the event. So this is obviously a double to what I was given, but obviously this one being in much better condition, I shall be keeping this one and selling the other one on. So yeah, I have got a decent condition V Tetris. So Alex, again, thanks very much, mate, for bringing this along. And while I was at Play Manchester, I did show you my previous video, like a few Spectrum games that I picked up, and other bits that I was kindly gifted by other YouTubers. I did mention that I bought one other thing that I didn't show. I didn't want to spoil the video, and now obviously I can show you what I bought. And it's the only other game I bought in the whole day, and this was £20, and it is called Red Alarm. I had to think for a minute then, I forgot what it was called. But yeah, it translates to Red Alarm. It's a bit like Starwing for the Virtual Boy, but in black and red, so you can imagine what it looks like. Now, I know this got, I looked up a gameplay of this from AVGN, and he slated it, saying that you couldn't see where you were going, and it's just a wireframe mess. I think he over criticised it a bit too harshly, if I'm honest. It's not that hard to see what's going on. It's you've got your buttons for going forward, speed up, and the back button, speed back, and you're flying a ship, and the screen is moving, and you go up and round, and you're shooting other like ships, and you can like keep braking and go backwards, and so you can totally work out what you're doing. It's honestly not as bad as it's been perceived to be online. Not a bad game for 20 quid. It's no brainer. It's actually a decent little game. So again, this is absolutely mint, bagged up, fully complete. So really happy to grab that. There was they had golf. They had the Japanese golf game as well, but I left that. I'm not too bothered about golf. You know, I just want the games that I really want to play, and this is one. So happy to grab Red Alarm at the show. So coming back now, back after Manchester, I'm looking on eBay, looking for a few bits and pieces to order for it. I ordered another little parcel from Japan, which I'll come to in a minute, and one other game off of eBay UK. Now, there's like a brown box. You know, they sell like brand new games in like batches. There's a whole box of these, brand new, in a carton. I think it's great that these things are being found, because it's all got mint condition games in. And again, this was another game that I wanted to look into, and it's called Vertical Force. So it's a vertical shooter, which is my favourite type of shooter, and this is brand new, absolutely brand spanking new. Obviously I've opened it and played it. It was never wrapped in anything. It's not got like a Game Boy, like the old rip round Nintendo seal, but this is how they come out of the carton. They're all pitched like this in the carton, but it's obviously totally mint. So you can just see the screenshot there, if it focus. I mean, it's crisp as you like. We'll open it to show you, but it's totally mint condition in there. Played it, wicked little game. So really happy to have a little shooter on the system. So now we're down to the final little Japanese parcel. This is the other little bundle I bought alongside it from a separate seller. So Virtual Boy comes standard with the pack on the back of the controller to take 6 AA batteries, but I'm not going to start throwing batteries in it like that. It was chew 'em, and I don't want to fork out on constant batteries. So I bought brand new the mains adapter block, which I just showed you on the back of the controller. It's already on there. It just literally slides on. You can just literally lift it off. So that is staying on there. The battery pack one, I've put it back in the box. So that is the one that come with it. That's the batteries. I think that was like £10–15, I think. But I think that's an essential thing to have for the for the Virtual Boy. So now, 2 other games. Again, these were brand new games. I say mint condition as well. These were the 2 games that I really wanted. These were like the essential games for me to buy for the system. So these are my 2 essential games. If I don't buy any other games, I just wanted these 2 in particular. So the first one is the Mario game, classic Mario game on the system, and that is Mario Clash. So as you can see, absolutely brand new, mint. And basically this is like the original Mario Brothers in the NES, but like a 3D version, updated version of it. I'm not sure if you're about to see. So basically the pipes, you've got the pipes, like it's like a 3D depth of field, and the shells coming through either side, and you can go between the sides of the screen. If you know the original Mario, so the original Mario Brothers game, arcade game, then you'll kind of be familiar with how this works. So that is Mario Clash. And the best game, I think, on the system that I've played so far, seen so far, and this is what everyone was talking about, this is like the essential game to have. This is what is in the console at the minute, and I've spent an hour and a half playing, and I think I'm on level 10 out of 14 levels. So yeah, really enjoyed this game. It's so good. And that is Virtual Boy Wario Land. Really good game. So if you've got a Virtual Boy, I highly recommend it. Again, this was brand new, and I've opened it and playing it as I do with all my games. This never come wrapped. There wasn't like a wrapping on here. This is just how it came. I can't open it all up because it's actually in the system at the moment, but it's so good. It's just the use of the 3D in the game is really neat. It's not gimmicky at all. It's they really made the game to, you know, to work really well with the 3D features of the Virtual Boy. I mean, the graphics. I'm just trying to think. When I played the Virtual Boy at Blackpool and played Mario Tennis, it looked good. You know, Mario Tennis, but tennis is tennis. It's very limited to the field, the net, and the ball and everything else. And it's kind of good how the ball kind of like comes to your face and things like that. But playing a side-scrolling platform game on the Virtual Boy, and the graphics, the pixels, or it just looks so clear and so detailed. Although it's just red and black, it really does look really nice. And I've got the scrolling background. But there's parts of the level where you can actually go on like this, like a conveyor belt thing, and it pings you to the back, like the distance, at the depth of the field in the game, and then you're getting coins and bits and pieces and finding secret doors in the distance where you're looking in. It's really neat, and then you come back, and it looks so good. And how some of the enemies, like the spiky, like the balls, how they like kind of like you're like that, and they kind of like swing over like this. They go around like that. It looks so neat when you're playing it, honestly. So if you've got a Virtual Boy and you haven't got Wario Land, make that the next game you buy. Honestly, it is the best one that I've played so far out of all the games I've got, and I'm really lucky that I've got this amount of games already, and I'm really happy with the games I've got at the moment for it. There's a couple of others I might have a look into, but I'm just going to enjoy playing these for now. Again, I've only had it like less than a week. I've played it like 2 or 3 times so far, and yeah, I'm really enjoying it. So that is it, guys. I mean, that is the new console. I'm really happy to add a Virtual Boy into my Nintendo collection. So guys, I'm going to leave you there. Thanks for watching, and yeah, I should be back again soon for another video, and yeah, take it easy.